It is a beautiful evening here at the mouth of Gig Harbor, and this is Stina flipping around here. Hello everyone, tuning in. We just finished up our beach monitoring and are just about to wrap up with a Seastar survey. So the 8:30 start time was a little conflicting with us getting stuff done. So because we're such a limited crew during these COVID times, we figured we'd just finish that up so that we could give you a nice, fully in-depth beach tour here at this nice low tide here at the mouth of Gig Harbor. And I'm going to flip around again because we have been seeing so many little sea slugs. They're called barnacle eating sea slugs. So I didn't prep this, so I'm like, let's just try flipping a rock and seeing. Heck yeah. Well, there is one tiny one. We were flipping these, like, they've been everywhere. So they're these tiny little brown blobs. And it's just been so exciting because at a certain tidal height we got here, and it's just like every rock you flip over, there's just some of these tiny little blobs. And some of them have eggs. So excited to show some of those off to you tonight. And of course, for those of you tuning in, if you want to let us know in the comments where you're tuning in from, and of course, if you have any questions, we'll be out on the beach for a little bit longer doing our Seastar survey as my lovely crew of Ashley, Mike, and Kinsey, they're wrapping up with some of our, I guess putting gear away is what I'm trying to say. Who's this? This is Ashley! And she has the light that shines with the bright of day, and a ruler. Excellent. Because we're going to finish up tonight with a Seastar survey. So we've been partnering with UC Santa Cruz to every summer and winter at each one of our beach monitoring sites go looking for sea stars and determining whether they're healthy or diseased, and measuring them if they're the ochre star or the mottled star. So we're definitely gonna, enjoy this nice low tide tonight. But of course, it's just been such a still, beautiful night. We've heard some great blue herons honking around. There's been some harbor seals snorting at us. The lights out on the water are just really pretty. We can see the blinking lights from both the Dash Point and Point Defiance out there. I'll stick around. There's Point Defiance light. And then, Dash Point might blink. There it is. So yeah, we're having a good little adventure in the dark of the night, because in the winter time, that's when you have the most extreme low tides. And that uncovers a lot of cool stuff. So while I let those two peek at a fish, I wanted to take you over to this boulder because we saw some kind of fun things that we've been doing a lot of live beach walks, right? And so we've gotten to see quite a lot of stuff, but I'm not sure that we've gotten to feature these Colonial Tunicates yet. So I want to say hi to them before we start that survey in a moment. But these are an animal, believe it or not. They look kind of just like an orange jelly blob, but they're, I guess, either a social tunicate or a colonial tunicate. I'm not sure that I can look close enough to tell the difference, but it's essentially a group of animals sharing a digestive system. So they're all living together, hanging out, doing their thing. They're filter feeders, and they're our closest invertebrate relatives. So as they're developing, they have a notochord, and then they say, just kidding, no spine for me. And so they are indeed marine invertebrates. So no backbone here. Nice to see some people tuning in from California. There's also this nice... Okay, sorry. It looks like we might have not a lot of service here at the mouth of Gig Harbor. But really quick, hopefully that didn't disrupt too much. Take another quick peek at these lovely sea anemones here. These are the Metridium species. Right now they look kind of like blobs, but when they're supported by the water, they really branch out nicely. So sorry about the frozen video there for a bit, Looks like our Wi-Fi is not as good on this part of town as I would expect. Here's some red algae, some green seaweed, that leafy sea lettuce. This nice mastocarpus here. This kind of branchy Prionitis, filamentous red algae. All really cool stuff. So I'm gonna start walking to catch up with Ashley and Kinsey. But first, check this out. We had a moment this evening where we're like, oh my gosh, does Gig Harbor have a mysterious secret king crab population that we didn't know about? But we're actually suspecting that somebody on a boat or on the water had a delicious crab dinner rather than there actually being crab or king crab in the Puget Sound. But we thought that was funny. Okay. So, walking along in the dark is exciting. I'm gonna grab the data sheet here on this rock. You can see our lovely crew this evening. We always adjust for kind of the true tides by looking at the Tacoma Tide Station. So we're about 0.2 higher than the predicted tide, so got to adjust for that. And I see Kenzie and Ashley over here. Looks like they're exploring the pilings, which is a good place to find sea stars. Here at the mouth of Gig Harbor. Sea stars like that kind of structure. So we get over to them and we'll see what they're finding. Any sea stars, friends? Did you find something else cool? What did you find? Oh my gosh, heck yeah. Lots of very grabby. It looks like, I don't know if you can, it's interesting to kind of see the two color variations, like that really red one. That one's like, let me demonstrate the power of my legs here and my pointy little toes and the fact that I only have one claw.
He's a trooper.
What a trooper. Nice. The cool thing about crabs is they can regrow those lost limbs. So good luck, buddy. Here's a different red algae. This is the sea noodles, or Sarcodiotheca gadaushii. We like trying to spell that scientific name.
Oh my gosh, this is
Ooh, in the piling. It's like the Sculpin mansion.
Yeah. Just chilling.
Right in there. Oh, buddy.
Oh,
You're not really one of those fish that can like breathe out of the water very well. Should we do a Sculpin Rescue?
Might not be good. I'm not sure.
Okay, we're gonna let Kinsey not be on camera while she does that, and we'll try and get it out and see if we can keep it alive. And then of course we have Mike. Hi, Mike. Perfect. I'm gonna come peek at this crab some more. Oh, and there's actually another crab. We have a red rock crab hiding under that piece of kelp. Saying hi to the kelp crab. The dance of the crabs this evening.
Oh, those are all its eggs.
Was it
You
guarding
don't wanna
them?
leave it in there.
Oh, down there?
Yeah. So it can protect its eggs once the
Mhm.
tide comes back in. All
Whoa!
that is its
Oh.
eggs.
What a
Wow.
proud parent. That's fair.
It'll stay fine as long as it's moist.
Okay, we'll just dump some more water on its head. And take a look at these eggs. Do you think it's all that? Oh, the camera's mad at me for moving around. So are I don't know. It's interesting that they're all different colors.
Yeah. There are different ages.
Different ages.
Nice.
Cool.
Stay moist,
So
my friend.
they'll lay each one is a clutch. And then, so they'll lay it and then they'll start to grow up.
Stay moist.
Would that be a clutch all from this one individual?
Could be, most likely.
That is so many eggs.
That was a lot of eggs, yeah.
Busy bee.
This could be a Sculpin daycare system. Is that a thing? Maybe not. Okay, that's very cool. Again, if you're just joining us,
Did you guys see this one Seastar in here?
we're doing a Seastar survey. We were distracted by fish and crabs. We're like, sure, Mike, what's Seastar in there? Oh, I see what he's seeing. Do you all see what he's seeing?
Yes.
Yeah. I bet you can pull it off.
Where we're like, are our boots tall enough? Going in for the mottled star.
Oh, nice.
There's a rockfish in there.
Oh my gosh.
Do we measure this one?
We do measure this one. So this is a mottled star. It's got the kind of more narrow. Okay, sorry, we're gonna pause on this Seastar because there is a big rockfish in this piling.
Oh my god.
Are you a brown rockfish or a copper rockfish?
Looks like a brown.
Fish.
This is not something you
There
see
goes-
in the intertidal zone very often.
That is so cool.
We are, I guess, technically subtitle because it's not out of the water, but that was very cool.
Rockin'.
Rockin'. All right, so we do have a Seastar on our Seastar survey. Sorry, Mike.
So
Take
many
the camera
cool
back.
finds.
Yeah, so we're gonna measure.
Take the camera.
Center.
This isn't a waterproof housing. If we drop it, it's not the end of the world.
Measure from the center down the leg. And this is a nice healthy looking star. There's no like white lesions, no signs of disease.
148.
I'm gonna have you actually. Oh, I don't have the right data sheet.
I'll remember it.
Yeah. Perfect. Okay, let's talk about this model star a little bit more. They come in all sorts of colors. If you tuned into our Peer into the Night, we saw some more orange variety of this one. Something cool about a Seastar is the fact that it has an eye on the end of each arm. So I think it just winked at all of you night owls tuning in this evening. So this one would have how many eyes, Kinsey?
5.
5 eyes! Amazing. I also like this little pore on top, the madreporite, that filters the water into the body of this Seastar because they don't have any blood. And so if we flip the Seastar over, we'll see, oh yeah, some of those suction cup tube feet in action. I can just let you, it's just gonna hold you. You're part of its world now, Kinsey. Yeah, so pretty impressive with the power that they're able to suction onto things.
Really going for it.
Yeah, Kinsey can work that off. Again, here's another look at those Sculpin eggs. Just gorgeous, and cool to learn that they're different colors based on how mature they are. So, looking at our Seastar's underside, again, yeah, those little suction cup tube feet are all hydraulically powered by the water that Seastar pulls into its body. I was hoping we'd see like its little stowaway parrot or its scale worm. There's a cool symbiotic relationship that these little polychaete worms have with Seastars where they like live in the armpit of the star and catch a free meal when the star is eating. But I don't see, well, nope, I don't see any on this one today. Maybe some little ones. But yeah, look at it's waving. Hello, everybody.
High five.
High five. Very, very good to see a nice big, healthy, mottled star. Woot woot. Gonna peek up this piling. Awesome. And for those of you just tuning in, we're at the mouth of Gig Harbor. We can look over and see the little red blink of the lighthouse on the point there every 3 seconds, letting you boaters know, like, hey, that's where we're at. It's, again, a really beautiful, calm night. And we're doing a Seastar survey as kind of the last part of our beach monitoring for the evening. So, again, those Seastars like these pilings. We've seen them here in the past. There's also been years where we really haven't seen any. And if you're curious to learn more about the Seastar wasting syndrome, we highly encourage you to tune in to next month's first Cocktail and Fish Tales. We'll be having a talk about the listed sunflower star, which is on the critically endangered list. Learn more about that and how community science efforts like this have helped people. Oops, that was my boots bubbling as I'm squatting down to see these sea slugs. But yeah, community science is making some big real world decisions here, so kind of cool. I mentioned in the title of this event that it's the night of the barnacle eating nudibranch. And so we started by flipping a rock over and seeing some of these slugs. But here is a bunch more with their eggs. So kind of this frosting looking white are various individuals' eggs. And then there's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, you know. There are a lot of barnacle sea slugs here for barnacle eating. They really kind of blend in with the barnacles too. Sneaky of them. These are in the Dorid group of sea slugs because they have kind of the little butt poof of gills. Again, for those of you who are noticing, for whatever reason, it turns out like we don't have a very good signal here at the mouth of the harbor, so sorry if our video's cutting in and out. Not sure what's going. All right, hopefully we're back online. Unclear why we keep cutting out, but you know, technology. You'll win some, you'll lose some. Looks like we have another mottled star. 2 more mottled stars.
Yeehaw.
Nice.
This one has a little growth.
Sweet. A little extra growth. And I can write down numbers of these.
Look how fast it already soaked up water. It's crazy. When we found this one, it was like sitting in this piling and like 2 of its little arms were all deflated and sad. And then we put it in the water and it just inflated within like the next minute.
That's awesome. What were our measurements on those?
150, 105,
Sorry.
and 148.
Does this one have the worm?
Yeah.
Worm?
Yeah. All right. So we mentioned earlier the scale worm that hangs out in the Seastar's armpit. I'm trying not to poke it, but I want it to move a little. I want to poke it just a little. Come on, scale worm, be cool for the camera. Ooh, there we go. Woohoo! Okay, that was a good wave. Thanks, scale worm, for participating in this weird evening of science. Again, this is like a nice symbiotic relationship here where I don't know that the scale worm has 0 impact on the Seastar, but for the most part, a what? A commensalism. So nice to, you know, I'm sure this scale worm tells the Seastar bedtime stories in return for dinner. I'm not sure, but cool to see an example of that symbiotic relationship on the Seastar here. And then Kinsey was just saying how when they put this Seastar back in the water, its 2 deflated arms kind of re-inflated with water, and then it's got a nice little nub So a cool thing about echinoderms is their abilities to regenerate, and so sea stars have the capacity to regrow a lost arm. And in this case, it looks like, I don't know, it's, yeah, overzealous in its, hey, look at what I can do. So that's 3 nice, healthy mottled stars so far. Excellent. And again, this is kind of a, crab leg graveyard here. Gnarly. Some evidence of life with some clamshells, which shows us that it's been eaten by a moon snail. So this kind of perfect hole in a shell is a clear indicator that this clam has been predated upon. Trying to get the light. It's like my headlamp is too bright or not bright enough. It's hard to tell. But this little hole gets licked into the shell by the radula, or the chainsaw-like tongue of a moon snail. And then once it's through, it kind of damages the adductor muscle, or think of the thing you eat when you eat scallops, the muscle that holds the clam shell together. Same thing with other clam species. And then it can pop open and have a nice meal. So this to me looks like a little, well, trying to, you have concentric and radiating rings. I don't know. My clam ID is kind of rusty right now, so maybe we'll have to look that one up. But nice little example there. Again, it is a, like, can we say it's a gorgeous January night? An even bigger mottled star.
It's 230.
230. Awesome. This kind of shows that color variation, which actually, I don't know. Mike, does this look healthy? Okay. It's just got kind of a white goo. We're not impressed. What about this gooiness? We're gonna make this one seems suspect to me. Just kind of based off of this spot here. Looks more concerning, unless, like, maybe it's doing something else. Like,
Yeah, I saw that.
this is where we'll send this video to our friends at UC Santa Cruz, and we can ask them.
I think it's
fine?
okay. I
Okay,
think that's
good.
just calcium coming through.
Perfect. Live on, little
Much more
buddy.
common to see it like
In
these
its armpits.
grooves.
Good.
Sometimes you'll see it down in here, but
We're giving it some water. The tide's coming back in. Sorry again about our connection issues. Howard says, try to hold the phone up towards the cell tower. Maybe that's working. We've got Mike here taking some awesome photos. I don't know if you're getting our Wildside Weekly newsletter, but we got to feature some Merry Christmas and little Christmas tree star light art using this fancy fun camera. So yeah, check that out. Ah! Photo of the week coming to you soon. Maybe even tonight, because guess what I have to do? Send you all a Wildside Weekly email. So if you haven't subscribed to that email yet, now's a great time, because we haven't sent it out tonight, and it could still be coming in hot to your inbox. All right, looks like Kinsey has another nice big star here. Where Ashley found it. Somebody found it. And yes, a good color variation. Nice, kind of like traffic cone orange.
Very traffic cone.
Awesome.
It was 172.
172. like this little crab pile makes me want to like find an octopus. Not yet. Definitely happy to be entertainment for those of you who are homebound. It's kind of a cool silver lining of the pandemic, being able to bring the beach to the beyond part of our mission. I know it's been really fun having my parents tune in from Montana, as well as some other Montana buddies. And really we have folks tuning in from all over the world. So I don't know that we would have had this kind of reach if we didn't go start doing live parts to our beach monitoring. So that's been fun. But we definitely miss having the hardcore crew of volunteers out on the shore. Usually it seems like it's rainier when we have more friends on the beach. It's been a pretty mild winter for us. But I don't know. We miss you in-person people too. Here's kind of some beat up sugar kelp. Kind of has these bullations. It's hard to tell, but I'm pretty sure there's two lines of them. It's definitely the end of the year, so kelp has a lot less sunlight to do its photosynthesis and grow. But we have species like the bull kelp, which comes back every year. And the Narrows is one of the few places in the Puget Sound where kelp forest habitats are actually either stable and maybe increasing a little bit, but there's been some interesting research about kind of the decline of kelp forests here in the South Sound, which is maybe more sad than interesting, but hopefully those come back because they're a really important habitat that supports a nice diversity of life. It's kind of fun to get the far view as this little team of ours is measuring another Seastar out there. Before I go see them, I wanted to point out this cool find. We have a little chitin on the rock. And this is an 8-plated snail. Its little 8 shells articulate to help it stick onto the rock. It's got this fleshy kind of girdle and a suction cup foot like a lot of the snail species here in the Puget Sound. And it's really good at sticking to rocks. So usually you just get to see the top side of it. Every once in a while we'll find chitins that have fallen off the rock, and you can see where its mouth is. It has a radula also, so it can scrape algae off the rocks. They're a very voracious herbivore. So, good question on how kelp beds come back. Part of it is, I think, maybe associated with temperature. So, combating climate change. So, lots of options there. But yeah, good. I think supporting the research is a good way to go. Driving your car less, getting on your bikes, woohoo! Yeah, reducing fossil fuels, all that good stuff is kind of a step in the right direction. Here's a really pretty piece of Turkish towel, kind of that bumpy seaweed. I like the little blue shimmer to it. Gorgeous in the headlight. And then yeah, so pop over to these folks and get another number. Say hi to a Seastar. Again, it's great that we're seeing so many Seastar species, or I guess just one species. We're seeing the mottled star, but many individuals. Like this nice big Seastar here. Woo woo. What's our size?
190, and then there was 153 over there too.
All healthy, I assume. Sweet.
Oh, that's better already.
Cool. Well, I just want to say a big thanks to our monitors this evening. We've got Kinsey, we've got Mike, we've got Ashley, we've got Stina blinding you. Hi. With that, I think we're concluding. Is that correct? All right. So, good finds, everyone. Thank you for those of you who tuned in. I'm gonna take the camera off of me and we'll wrap up looking at this nice Seastar here. That seems more lovely. Can I give that to you? Awesome. So here's again, nice healthy star. But the true star of the show is all of you at home tuning in with us, making it so we keep doing these videos, because if you weren't watching, what would we do this for? So if you enjoy the content that Harbor Wild Watch is providing to you digitally, a really fun, easy way to help support our organization is share these videos with your friends. Invite them to our live events. Subscribe to our newsletter, and just, you know, keep learning and having fun with us, even during these kind of weird, wild times. And of course, if you'd like to make a financial donation, you can always do that through the link on this video, or pop on over to our website. We definitely appreciate that as well. But really, it's just fun to have y'all engaged, asking questions, telling us where you're tuning in from. We really appreciate that.